The Mandalorian and Grogu is rumored to be written by Dave Filoni. It sounds like he is going to be taking over the script for that movie. It sounds like they are going to be doing the episodes 1 through 6. So it's going to be season 4 of The Mandalorian, basically, but it's going to be Mandalorian Grogu. And they're going to be doing episodes 1 through 6. And the movie is going to be the finale of that season. So
like episode 7 and 8.
Episode 7 and 8, basically, but they're turning it into a movie, and I believe that movie is going to be released in theaters. How do you guys feel about Dave Filoni taking over for Favreau when it comes to the script? Here it's saying the original scripts for season 4 will continue to be used for episodes 1 through 6. For the final 2 episodes, however, Dave Filoni will plus the treatments so that they are no longer just a season finale, but rather they are the beginning of the great theatrical drama that is Clone Wars and Rebels characters taking on Thrawn.
So we saying we're going to see like the Ahsoka crew come in to Mando? That only makes sense to me. And if that's the case, then yes, those are his characters.
Right.
So he has to get involved, I suppose, because he's continuing that. Who wrote season 1 and season 2 of Mandalorian?
Favreau.
Exclusively?
With Dave Filoni.
Right, with Dave Filoni. So
I think what happened there, though, I'm not sure, but I think what happened was Favreau wrote the scripts and got them like reviewed and edited by Filoni for like fitting it in with Star Wars,
right,
and like certain things.
I'm just saying, like, that team up works pretty well.
Agreed.
Because Jon Favreau knows how to make a movie and make it cinematic, and I think his writing is decent, but I think he just has more of like an eye for it. Like he knows when it's good and he knows when it's not. Whereas Dave, I think, because he thinks through every little detail, notwithstanding the Ahsoka show, because he didn't think through every detail in that show. Only because of Ahsoka does it make me have a little bit of a pause. If Filoni is by himself writing Mandalorian, I'm not happy about it.
Right.
If he is writing it with Favreau, I'm fully in support.
I think Favreau's still involved at some point, because as far as we knew, season 4 was already completed by Favreau by the time of the, like, when they were finishing up season 3, I thought, or when it was releasing or something like that. So I think Favreau's still helping. I just don't know to what extent. I wish we could know the extent of things. It's his it's also, but in some ways it's his character. I mean, but Lucasfilm owns it, and it was his idea, and it was his execution of getting everything in place with Dave Filoni. Although, to your point with Ahsoka, Dan, I agree with you on they had the story. I think what Dave really had was he knew he had a beginning, a middle, and an end, not necessarily in the storytelling sense, but as in what he wanted to show. And where he wanted to be at the end of it. I just don't think he really knew the right trajectory on how to get there.
Like he knew all the elements he wanted to incorporate.
And I think he had a lot of interaction with the other story group and KK for sure, with how the characters need to behave.
Right.
What do you guys think here about having the season, so episodes 1 through 6 dropping on Disney Plus, and then the finale of that season turned into a movie and premiering in theaters?
I think it's brilliant.
You think that's brilliant?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if they manage it correctly, then you're going to get so much hype. You're literally getting the hype. Now, if they suck it up, they can't afford to suck it up. However, it makes me a little nervous, but they know that Mando is more universally loved in general.
Yeah.
So
it's even with, I think, the stumbling of season 3.
Yeah, it's still the best thing that Star Wars has done since the prequels.
It didn't
That's
hurt.
not animation.
Yeah, it still didn't hurt itself as much as most of any other like Star Wars shows that came out other than Andor. Mm-hmm. I still think all the rest of them did more harm than they did good, and I think Mando was more of just like ended up being more of like a take it or leave it kind of.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, Mando's done. You know?
Yeah.
It did kind of, it was disappointing, but it wasn't like, oh, they've totally ruined everything. Mm-hmm. You know? But it still wasn't great, to be honest. But yeah, good points there, Dan.
What is your opinion? So what do we want our stay on target like opinion to be on this story to punctuate it?
With you, I'd just say I just say, yeah. So it really depends on the execution.
Yeah.
If they can deliver 6 solid episodes that get us hyped and pumped and gets back to what makes Mandalorian great. You know, why do we like Mandalorian and why do we like Grogu? We want to get some more interesting things happening in Star Wars and some characters that we can get attached to and be excited about. I think if they deliver on those 6 episodes and they really get us hyped for that movie, they're going to knock it out of the park. And it depends also how much I think Favreau and Filoni are working together on the film itself.
Yep.
I think you need Favreau's expertise on the movie industry and also delivering a movie and his takes on having a successful movie, because you look at his track record, he's got a track record of successful movies. You do not want to put him in the back burner. You want to have him in the forefront, I believe, at least guiding that movie to make sure it delivers on everything. And I think he's going to want that to happen because it is his character and it is a lot of his IP. But, you know, with Dave Filoni taking over the script makes me a little nervous, especially with Ahsoka. Now, if I hadn't seen Ahsoka live action and knew some of this stuff.
Right.
But like you were saying even last week, Dan, I don't knock Dave Filoni too much because he has delivered some amazing work in the past. So if he can get back to those roots and really, you know, hone in with Favreau, I think it could be some Star Wars greatness if they deliver right. The caveat to this is how much is KK involved? How much is the studio getting involved? Disney, how much agenda are they going to push? And how much is actually going to be focused on story and delivering a good story versus anything else? Because if you get any of that other stuff going on in there, it's going to be a train wreck. I'm telling you now. Yeah. But if they deliver on the greatness that is Star Wars and Mandalorian Star Wars, it's going to be fantastic.
People are so excited. They're like chomping at the bit to go to the movies and watch some Mando. Seeing Mando on the big screen with the big sound and all the special effects that are always going to look amazing on the big screen.
Yeah.
We're going to get some amazing moments.
And we need the Mandalorian and Grogu to deliver, man, to get us back on track.
Yeah, we do. Someone said earlier, but we need a shorter movie title.
Yeah, I really hope they change that movie title because that's, not exact. Doesn't
I think they said it's a working title. But
yeah, hopefully.
They'll come up with something cool. You know, maybe it's a 3-parter.
Yeah, but do you guys agree with that? I think that's pretty much how we leave off.
Yeah, I think
this.
that's safe to say.
But
we want to see it.